everyone, and welcome to Stadium Sports Bar Casino. We are under the stadium lights for episode 2 of the Coaches Show, and I am joined by none other than Bison Head Coach Coda Tchida. How you doing? Welcome.
I'm good, man. Excited to be here.
Yes, it is Bison night here at Stadium Sports Bar Casino. Just mentioned that you're here to support the Bison football program, and 10% of your order will go to Bison football program. Fundraising sounds like a lot of fun. And
it's a lot of work. Yeah, we're trying to finish that up hopefully tomorrow, and then we can kind of move on to game 2 here. So, yeah.
Okay, game 2, we'll talk about that because you guys had an interesting weekend. I am, as always, the T-Man, Richard T-Man. This is the Coaches Show, and last week we got it going with college and high school football. Scores from around the league: Gallatin 44, Butte 13, Glacier 14, Billings West 10, Bozeman 46, Hellgate 20, Big Sky 41, Senior 3, Helena 28, Skyview 20, and CMR 28, Capital 14. You guys 21-7, but a half a game in one of what you said was the weirdest things that's ever happened.
Yeah, when I was the head coach at Malad City, Idaho, we went through the same thing, but we started the game 4 hours later. So we actually didn't start until about 11:30. We got on the bus around 2:30 that night. So it was the same exact thing, except this time we didn't finish the game.
Wow.
But again, 3 hours in, we were still standing around. I think it's a disservice to our kids to make them play, having not ate anything.
Yeah.
And then, you got to restretch, refocus.
Jeez.
It's a hard thing to do for high school kids. Again, they would have went out there and played. But again, once me and the coach finally figured out that it was like, hey, but we still have 8 big games to go here. Let's not try to get anybody hurt. I think it was the right call on both ends. So, again, it still counts for a win for us, so we're excited about it. But double-edged sword, it would have been nice to play those other 2 quarters of football.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you look around the rest of the, Class AA, and I was at that CMR and Capital game, and the second half, 2 more quarters, it was a completely different story.
Yeah.
21 unanswered points, they get the win, they get the upset. So you're right. I mean, yeah, anything can happen. 21-7, I feel like it leaves a few less questions about what the outcome would have been, but you just never know in the game of football. Had it been conference, do you feel like there would have been a different conversation, especially depending on what point in the season you guys would have been at?
Yeah, I think conference, you're really going to hold out as long as you can. And even if it's, again, for him, they're home. So he was like, hey, let's do it. He doesn't understand the buses. They have to leave at a certain time. The referees were like, we can be here till 10:40, and then we got to go. So there was a lot of other things that went into it. And if you're the home team, of course, you're like, yeah, hey, let's play. Let's wait until 3. In a conference game, I think you'd wait and maybe play it the next day because it's so important for that conference standings. But again, being a non-conference and the outcome was probably not going to change. I think it was okay to walk away from that one.
See, I feel like the buses is probably the most difficult situation because they do have they're on hours and they can't be over, so many hours. But I told you, and my idea is this: if you guys are traveling to a game more than 3 hours, and I think that's the right cutoff, that you guys need to find host schools. I mean, I slept on hard gym floors, and they have air mattresses now and things that you can just throw under the bus and make I mean, it's just like an overnight camping trip. You have a host school, you use their gym floor, and then if you guys need to continue the next day, you have that option. You guys can drive back in broad daylight, safe and sound, and not, at 1 a.m. surrounded by thunderstorms.
Yeah, that's going back to like Class B wrestling tournaments where you're sleeping on the gym floor and then trying to play a AA football game. Yeah, I mean, if we had to do it, we'd do it, because we would want to play the football game. Mm-hmm. The situation just didn't land in our favor to stay and play that long, being that they had to leave. The buses had to leave by 2. We were really cutting it close unless, the clock was starting to run at a certain point or something like that. So I think it was the right call. And again, we're healthy, as healthy as we can be at this point. So that's a plus. But again, you'd like to have those plays back that you missed. So give or take, we're good.
Well, it was a great weekend for Great Falls nonetheless. In fact, we started Thursday night in Butte, America, where Tech hosted Western. And our first 2025-2026 player of the game was Levi Torgerson, former Bison. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I was Levi's position coach, so I know what Levi's about, man. He is so quick. so shifty, almost like he has eyes in the back of his head when he's returning kicks, and just playing receiver too. Honestly, he's a top 5 player that I've ever coached, along with Kyle Torgerson. So again, those two brothers were outstanding football players for the Bison. He's going to give me that jersey, by the way. So that'll be up in the case in my office. So I'm excited about that. So again, I have a close relationship with all those guys at Tech, and again, Western there as well. We have 3 guys on their team. So it's fun to follow those guys and watch them play, and then get texts after the game and just, talking to them, see how their game went. So I'm excited about that one. And again, someone had to lose.
Yeah.
But, I'm rooting for both teams there. Coach Kyle Sampson was my college quarterback. So a lot of ties for both programs, but it was fun to watch.
I feel robbed that I just missed Torgerson play.
Yeah,
he was the year before I got here.
And you missed Levi for sure.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, and he had a game. Fun. He had 7 catches for 256 and 6 touchdowns his senior year.
Wow.
So it was crazy to watch on the sideline. That's for sure.
Well, he got player of the game, and then, of course, we had Isaac Tolan suited up for Western. And then on the Tech side, Schaefer Garness suited up, and we have the Schaefer Shovel, the first 2 recipients of that, Wyatt DeVos, former Bison, and then Anthony Oakes, former CMR wrestler.
Both of those guys, man.
They're a dynamic duo on the line.
And then Zach Newton as well.
Yeah.
It was really crazy. Good Great Falls football players on that D-line.
Strong representation where you need it. So, it was a great weekend for Great Falls. As far as the scores, because I know that, you guys can take away whatever it is that you can from half a game. But, when you look around the rest of Class AA, I know every halftime, they'll announce the scores around the state for AA and whatnot. But is there any surprises there other than the obvious CMR over Capital?
I say this every year, it's hard to win AA football games. And it's hard to reload every year too, so again, Capital had a great senior class last year. They're rebuilding the team, right? CMR has a really good senior class this year with a lot of guys who've won a lot of football games, right? So they're going to be a really good football team as well. We had a lot of seniors last year. We're sort of rebuilding ourselves into what this team is too, and we've done a good job of that so far. Score wise, again, you never know. I mean, it could be a surprise team that hasn't made a playoff in the last few years. It could jump up and be a top 3 team. That's why you play the game. We all have to prepare for every game as though they're the best team, because there's no easy game. I don't care if you're playing Belgrade, Kalispell, Flathead, Glacier, CMR, Capital. They're all hard in their own right. So you got to prepare as though it's the biggest game, which it is each and every week. So.
So I guess the big question would be, 2 quarters of play, 21-7. What's the big takeaway there? Like, what did you like that you saw?
Again, for us, we're very explosive on offense.
Yeah.
We have a lot of good wide receivers who can make plays after catch. And we've been missing that the last 2 or 3 years. I think this group can really catch the ball, get after it in space. They're willing blockers as well in the run game, which we've had the past few years as well. And our offensive line has done a good job. And then our running backs, again, we only had 15 plays of offense. So we only ran the ball 4 times. So it was pretty much like a glorified scrimmage for us, but we had a lot of big plays in our football game, which kind of separated us from them.
Yeah.
One was unaccounted for. They brought it back. Looking back on film, it should have been a touchdown. So realistically, in my mind, we scored 28 points in 2 quarters. It's just the truth on that, watching back on it. So 28-7 in my mind is pretty good, but we were excited to go out there for the second half. And defensively, we were really good in the secondary. Again, they just got a few third and shorts on us. And other than that, we would have stopped the run game there. So a lot to build off of against a really good opponent this week. But again, it would have been awesome to play that second half for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned that opponent. We got Missoula Big Sky, and they won 41-3 over Senior. I feel like that's probably the biggest surprise score on that list, just because my entire tenure here, both teams have been very equal, and now it feels like one of them has clearly outpaced the other. But your thoughts on Missoula Big Sky?
Yeah, again, we met this morning and I've watched their film. They're coached really well. Matt Johnson's an excellent football coach, an awesome guy, and this class has been a winning class since their freshman year. They didn't lose a game their freshman year. They didn't lose when they were JV players. And then last year when they were juniors playing varsity, they were very, very successful, winning a playoff game against a Billings senior. They have a lot of veterans coming back that have played a lot of football.
So we're seeing basically the culmination of a squad that's been together since the start of the program.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
freshman, JV now.
They have a lot of good defensive linemen. Their offensive line is solid. Their quarterback can throw, can run. Their running back's very physical, and then their receivers are quick, willing to get upfield and run after catch. And then their special teams, their kicker kicks it in the back of the end zone every kickoff. So they're just solid all the way around. They're going to be a tough game for anyone this year. I think they're going to be one of those top teams that you're going to have to fight against later on in the playoffs. So no better time than now for us. Go out and test ourselves against, I think, a top 5 team and kind of see where we land in the mix there, being that feels like we're kind of an unknown to most for some reason. And I'm okay with that. I like to be the underdog. So, hey, let's go give them as much as we can Friday night. And I know our guys will, because we're scrappy and willing to tackle and play Bison football. So I'm excited about Friday night for us being home.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you get a full 4 quarters out of it. That's the goal now.
We'll get that. I think we're clear of that, I hope. So
weird goals to have early on in the season, but goals are goals. And it will be a whiteout at Memorial Stadium.
Yep, whiteout.
Poster behind us.
Yep.
You guys have been big on the white and the Columbia blue, and that's your thing. That's signature.
I've always said this, and I'm a blue pony, but Great Falls High is the best colors in the state. It's not even you can't argue it. It's not even a question in my mind. I don't care what anyone else says. And I love Havre High. I bleed blue, but I bleed blue for Great Falls High now, and by far the best color. So when I brought those Columbias back, I mean, that just like tugged at my heart. I thought it was awesome. So yeah, all in on the Columbia as much as possible.
Audience, what do you guys think of the Columbia blues? Yay, the best colors in the state.
Come on, Coach Chad. They are. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Sounds like they agree. So every year you guys on the posters, football and volleyball and all the sports, you guys have your, I guess your motto for that year.
Yeah.
And then last year, lock the gates. This year, focus, fly around, finish, which I feel like when I first saw that, it was focus, something, find out. But that's not what came out on the poster.
Yeah, no.
I think it would have been great if it did. But
yeah, no.
How do you guys come up with these?
I do a lot of research on this stuff. And again, I like to try to keep it just to us, where I don't steal it from somebody else, but I try to come up with our own thing. We went to Boise State camp with these guys when they were a little bit younger, and it was lock the gates. We walk into their stadium and they have lock the gates underneath their stadium. I'm like, would have never guessed that they use that, right? And you knew it was used by other college teams, but to see it up close and personal at the Boise State camp was pretty sweet to see that. This one I just came up with myself, thinking about this group and how they need to focus, fly around and tackle, be scrappy, and then finish to the ball. I thought that would be a really good motto for this year and this group. And I think they've done that so far. They've shown that, and now we just got to continue to do that every practice, every game, and I think we'll be good.
So what does each part mean for you? Like, so when you say focus, like what immediately comes to mind? Focus on the play, focus on the fundamentals, focus on...
It's a culmination of all those, but I really, not in a mean way to this kid, but I think about like a Bladen Madel, like one of our best athletes. He needs to focus on his job, and that's not just him. I just use him as an example. Focus on what you're asked to do within our offense and our defense on our special teams. Focus on just what you need to do. Don't worry about everybody else. Do your job and we'll be successful. Obviously, fundamentally as well, it's all culminated into that one word and focus. When we go through our goals, we talk about what focus means, and you hit it right on the head.
Okay.
Yeah.
So focus is first part, fly around. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory.
Absolutely. We want them just 11 guys at the ball on offense and defense, man. We want to be there at all times. You want to rally around your teammates. And then when they do make that play, we want to see you jump around with some passion, celebrate that tackle, that big play. I think that's what fly around means to us.
Yeah, I remember junior high football. So I had to sub in. I didn't know what the play was. I just subbed in for a guy that got hurt on the last one. So I hear the play, don't know what it is. And then I hear, hike, and all of a sudden it's up and running. So I go from this to this, and then I just kind of stop. And coach was not happy with me.
Yeah, you just got to go, right? Even, if you make a mistake, you make it at 100%.
Yeah.
That's kind of where that comes from. Yeah, absolutely.
And then obviously the last part there, finish the game, finish the play, finish
everything, man. It's a game of inches, right? So we're running the ball, we're handing it to Mason Cannon. He better finish, right? Like he did on Friday night. He got that yard that we needed to get in the end zone. Steele Harris is going to be up next. He finished, man. Every run or catch he had, he finished in the end zone on Friday night. And we preach finish. We finished tonight at practice, right? Yeah. Okay, he's like
there was hesitation there.
Yeah, kind of. No, we did. We finished night 2, and again, we'll get better tomorrow at practice as well.
Okay, so I got here, and the first interview that I did, like the first piece that I did on a subject.
I was there. I remember
Coach Sampson, and because he was coaching the 75th Shrine game.
Yep.
And then I meet Coda Tchida, and there had been a few articles done on you, and now we're fast forward 4 seasons, and we're starting to really see what your vision was for football. So, do you feel like it's come together the way that you wanted it to?
Yeah, I do. Honestly, again, we have such hardworking kids, and we do ask a lot out of them. Even out in the off season, they're asked to do a ton of things. But one thing I do know about Great Falls High football is they're very passionate about it. That comes from the fan base to the kids, to the parents of the kids. Again, we want everyone involved as much as possible. You got to make the big time where you're at. I was taught that a long time ago, and I plan to be here for a long time. And I love the school, and I love our administration that we have that support us as well. But again, Bison tough, man. We're going to go out there. We're going to be as tough as nails. We're going to scrap for every yard. We're going to go and tackle as a group, and we're going to bring passion every game, every practice. And I think we've kind of shown that over the years. I know we haven't had a game this year with this group, but you can go back to last year and watch them. The year before that, or even the first year I had Reed Harris, Rafe Long, and you can see that they bought into what I was asking them to do. And I think that's just continued along with the success that we've had as a program. When the kids in Great Falls High see you winning games, more hop on board with that. So I think that has to do something with it as well. But again, I think our coaching staff's great. And again, we're lucky to be at the school we're at with the football field we get to practice on every day, and the beautiful view we have. We're lucky. So I'm excited about it. And again, we'll continue to do what we do in a good way, in a positive manner, and try to teach these kids more than just football, but life itself as well. So it's been good.
And once again, we are live under the stadium lights of Stadium Sports Bar and Casino. I'm with Coach Coda Tchida of Bison football right here in Great Falls. Their home opener this Friday against Missoula Big Sky. So I keep looking at the screen. Does it feel weird? Like, do you feel like we just swap spots?
I'm good, man. We've been together for 4 years, so we could talk for 2 hours or 3 hours, and I'd be fine. We could do that for sure.
Well, I did want to know as far as identities for football teams, because clearly you came in, you had a vision for what you wanted Bison football to mean under Coda Tchida, and now you've implemented that. You've seen it play out, had a big senior class last year, and now you're kind of rebuilding that under the same vision. But when you look around and you see a CMR that gets an upset over Capital, where's the line come in where you're just like, well, we play Bison football, and that's what this means. Like, this is our identity, and this is the kind of football we play, knowing that obviously when coaches watch film, they're going to pick up on tendencies, things like that. And then looking and being like, well, they did this and it worked, so maybe we should try that. Like, how do you prep?
I think identities change every year. Again, we're not last year's team at all in any sense of the word. Again, we had 28 seniors, we had 18-year-old high school kids out there, which makes a big difference in high school football. If your team's older, you're going to be a little bit more successful. We're a little bit younger team, but again, man, their passion and energy just shows through on the football field, on the practice field, and anything we do 11 on 11. So our identity has changed a little bit as to what we're doing offensively, just because we're going to do what fits our guys, right? We still have our same base of what we want to do on offense, but it might change a little bit, right? Defensively, we change a little bit just to fit what our guys do best. We're not going to put them in a mold of, hey, we do this, so you have to do it. We're going to do what's best for our football team. And if you watched the game on Friday night, you saw, we're doing what's best for our football team on the offense, even though we only had 15 plays, right? And then defensively, we'll make changes as we need to per what opponent we're seeing. Big Sky's a really heavy run team, so we'll change some things just to fit what our defense can do against them, what we think fits best. But again, our identity itself as Bison football players, that stays intact. But offensively and defensively, what we do changes a little bit within the scheme of what we do. We're not just, hey, this is what we do. We do it all the time. We're never going to change. No, we change a lot of our formations, a lot of our motions. We're trying to find ways to get our best guys the ball. And it's not plays. It's who you have playing on your team. You can drop the best play in the world. If you don't have the guys, it's not going to work, right? So we're trying to get our guys the ball the best way possible for us to be successful. And I think that's what we do well as an offensive staff. And then defensive staff does a great job of putting our guys in places to be successful as well. So very lucky and blessed to have the staff that we have at Great Falls High.
So how do you nurture a player as far as, let's say they're passionate about a position, but you see that they could maybe fit somewhere else and be even better? Because I know most recently you look at the Tommy Malott situation, right? Quarterback all through college, and now he's playing wide receiver for the Las Vegas Raiders. But you kind of went through that yourself with Reed Harris, who's tearing it up at the collegiate level. And there were colleges looking at him that wanted maybe him to be linebacker and then quarterback, and then he was set on receiver. And then one of the coaches even said, yeah, we were talking about like corner or safety too. So, I mean, how do you, I guess, compromise, meet in the middle, and figure out what's the best path for their future?
You know, it's funny you bring that up, but with Reed, I was with him almost every step of the way. You know, hey, UCLA is here to watch, right? Me play quarterback in practice out on the grass field, which was wild to think. But again, with him, he was such a team player. When we made that move to put Ashton Platt at quarterback, who's starting at Northern now, right? And Ashton was great for us.
Solid quarterback.
Reed was like, awesome. I want to play receiver. I'll do whatever it takes. Hey, coach, if you still want me to play quarterback, I'll do it, right? And then, hey, you want to play some defense? Absolutely. Where do you want me to play? Whatever he had to do for his classmates, he was more than willing to do. And he could have went to college and played quarterback, right? But his passion was, man, I want to play receiver. So it was a pretty easy move for him. He was excited about it. He's like, oh, I'll go out there and catch the ball. Sure. I'm 6'4", 205. Run a 21.88, 200 and a 10.800, and I'll be okay out there. So that was cool to see. And just recently, you know, Marcus Spear, he played tight end for us. He's 6'5", 255, and had a great conversation with him and said, hey, man, what's best for the team is for you to play right tackle for us so we can be big up front and more physical. And he's done a great job of just smiling and being a leader for us and stepped up, and he's moved there, and he's played D-line for us last week as well and had his first sack as a high school football player. So again, it's not a forcing thing. It's, hey, man, what's best for the team is what we got to do. And all the kids that have moved positions have done a great job for Great Falls High doing that, because it's about Bison football and being successful as a team. That individual stuff comes if you're successful, you know, as a team. So again, we've had a lot of instances there. Just so happens that Reed Harris is playing at Boston College and catching touchdowns on Saturdays now. And again, Marcus will play college football next year for George Fox, and he'll do a great job at Division III, and we're excited about that. But we've never had a problem asking kids to move positions. So it's been a great thing for us that they trust us and we know what we're doing there.
Yeah, I have yet to see a live Reed Harris touchdown, and I'm not happy about that. There was a game where I watched, I think, 3 of the 4 quarters and then had to leave for work. And then I think he had one right after I left.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
tough.
Come on, man. I want to see it in action, like as it happens, not after the fact. But the important thing is that he's doing well.
Absolutely.
Where people did not think that, you know, he may have the success that he's having right now. And that's got to be huge for you guys and your program and just the state altogether.
Yeah, again, I think it goes farther than Great Falls High. Again, I hope this summer we can throw Reed Harris football camp. We tried to do it this last summer, but dates just never work, just being that he needs some time off too. But it would be great to do that this summer, and we've talked about it, so hopefully that happens. But he's also, everyone in Montana supports him, you know, so he could come back here, and everyone around the state would love to see, you know, Reed Harris at Memorial Stadium doing something like that. So I follow him. I try to watch every game that I can. The game will be on in the background when I'm with the littles and we're watching some football, so it's good.
Well, you know, you look at the schedule. So you guys will open at home. Missoula Big Sky this weekend. But, I mean, any other games out there that other than Belgrade? You can't pick Belgrade, but any other games on the calendar that you like?
Well, people that don't know, Belgrade was my rival in high school when they were in Class A. So I always look forward to that game. Again, every game is hard. I mean, I look forward to every game, and they go so fast, to be honest with you. So you never want to, like, look towards another game. We have such a good opponent coming in. I honestly think they're top 4 team in the state. So I'm laser focused on Big Sky right now. But again, Belgrade is always on my list for sure.
See, I thought
I'm not afraid to admit that, just being a Havre Blue Pony. So
I had to ask last year because there was like I felt like there was some deep seated, like, I didn't know the backstory hatred for Belgrade, but they're literally just the rival.
Yeah, they're my rival. Yeah. Grew up just waiting to play Belgrade. You know, so my junior and senior year of high school were very big games for us at Havre High when we played Belgrade. So again, it just goes back to 2004, 2005. I'm old, I know. A long time ago, but it just sticks with you.
All right, well, we are approaching the midway point of the program, and that means we're wrapping up with Coach Tchida's time. So it's time for everybody's new favorite segment, Fishing for Compliments with Coach.
They get enough. I don't know if they need any more.
Oh,
that's all I do is compliment these guys all the time.
So my lovely wife
as they sit over there and are saying no.
And here's your fishing rod.
Do I really use this or my hand?
No, you really use that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's got a magnet on it.
Oh, great. Should have my son do this. He'd love it. Oh, we got the green one.
Oh, we got the green one. Okay. What's the number on it?
It is 3.
3. Okay, so
3 is the number. So do I have to answer this for both of these two?
Yes, for the next 2 guests, which is Steele Harris and Mason Cannon. So number 3 is their style, how they dress. Say something nice about how the 2 of those gentlemen dress.
Oh, man. As I look at both of them now, well, I'll say this for tonight. I asked them to wear Bison gear. They get an A+. They wore Bison gear. So they passed today. I'm going to be honest. I don't see them outside of the weight room or football besides like a banquet or track. So they're usually in like what they're in today.
Gotcha.
I'll say that Steele has some pretty good shoe game.
Okay.
And Cannon can dress pretty well sometimes. But again, I usually see him in Bison gear mostly. Yeah. Maybe he's dressed up a little bit. I don't know. I'm just around him in the weight room and the locker room too much to even know what they really wear outside of school. It's just, I live down in the dungeon. I feel bad about that sometimes, but they know where I'm at most of the time. Cannon's a really good dresser. We'll just give him that.
Okay.
And he's a great kid. He's an awesome kid. He's a great captain. And Steele, again, I've known Steele since he was little, and he's a great kid as well, a good leader for this football team. So I'm excited for these 2 to get up here and see what they have to say about Bison football.
And we do have posters of the Coaches Show to give away. First one, we'll do a quick trivia question. Who was the first Bison to be player of the game last year? It was a football player. There's your hint. What?
No, I know the answer, but I'm not going to steal it.
Oh. He is a punter at Montana Tech now. Oh, I think I heard it. Who said it?
Caden.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
we got
Christian said it.
Oh, yes. Riley Collette was the first Bison player of the game.
Shout out to Riley. Good job, buddy. Attaboy.
All right. Well, that does it for our time with Coach Tchida. We got Steele Harris and Mason Cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Coming up. But, hey, good luck Friday.
Yeah, thanks, man.
May you play 4 quarters. And,
I hope so.
W at the end of the day. So
well,
one more time. For Coach Coda Tchida, Great Falls High Bison, thank you so much. We will be back after this. The Stadium Lights Coaches Show is made possible by our proud sponsors. The Burger Bunker, located at 24 5th Street South here in Great Falls and open Monday through Saturday. It's my personal favorite burger in town. I like the Island. Stop in and tell them the F.A.N Show sent you. Burger Bunker, no frills, just deliciousness for your inner burger lover. Mars of Great Falls, your one-stop shop for a variety of automobile restoration services. Call today at 406-315-2142 or stop in and see Archie yourself at 1224 19th Avenue South. Schulte's 38th Street Store and Coffee House. Family owned and the best chicken in town if you ask me. But don't take my word for it. Stop in and see for yourself at 3800 3rd Avenue South. A Cutting Crew and Nails too. Located at 315 17th Avenue Northeast. Walk-ins are welcome or call and book an appointment today. 406-771-4900. Russell Country Federal Credit Union, where they believe in helping you and your children achieve financial success while building a better community. They want to be your financial home, so stop in their Great Falls or Fairfield office and get started on your new account today. And finally, CM Russell Superfan and Hall of Famer Linda Morin, Rustler Pride. All right, we are back under the stadium lights of Stadium Sports Bar and Casino for the Coaches Show episode 2. We're talking Bison football, and I am now joined by wide receiver Steele Harris. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good. Obviously, the first week did not go according to plan as far as playing just half of a game. As a player, give me some thoughts. Like, how do you feel about that?
Obviously, we wanted to finish the game out, but as a team, we're happy with the results that we had in the first 2 quarters.
So what was your big takeaway as a player from a half of football?
Definitely that our quarterback, he's definitely going to be able to play to the level that we need him to play at. And our O line also, we lost a lot of stars last year, but we have a lot of guys that can step up and be the guys that we need them to be.
So now you get to come home. You're under memorial lights, and it'll be Friday night lights, the whiteout, all that good stuff. You guys will have a student section there behind you. I mean, obviously this is not your first rodeo, but how does the home opener of the season get you?
Definitely a little nervous.
I love it.
Definitely excited for sure. We get to come out and play in front of the city for the first time. In front of the school, the whole student section comes out, and the stands are packed, and it's just a good time.
How big of a deal is it to have a loud and rowdy student section behind you? Because I've been to high school events, and football, I mean, they bring it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely adds a little bit of stadium pulse to the game. Definitely a big part of the momentum too. They cheer us on, and I guess it helps us a lot.
So a player like you, obviously you're going to have good games and then probably really good games. I'm not going to say that you ever had a bad game, but I will say this. I'm not one to say that there's a trend happening, but Caleb Taylor was on this show and then he went out and had himself a game. So I'm just saying you could potentially follow suit and have a game yourself, but it's a team sport. So what kind of goals do you set for yourself, come game day?
Definitely just play to my best ability. Go out there, get yards after catch, definitely. As many first downs as I can. And then also on the defensive side of the ball, do my job. And then if I'm asked to do something on special teams, just execute that to my full ability.
Special teams doesn't really get enough praise. So when you are asked to go out there, what's the mindset? Just make sure that you guys get good field position or hold them to really bad field position?
Definitely that, and then probably try not to embarrass myself.
I don't think that's possible, man.
Yeah, I would say that I'm not the best punter, but I do have my good moments.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So what's your ideal position out on the field? You're playing wide receiver now, but I mean, have you toyed around on the defensive side? Is there a position over there you like too?
I do like in our defense. I do drop back into the safety position a little bit. That's pretty fun. But I do like my position on the defensive line too.
Yeah, when I talked to Mason Krall last year on Stars of Big Sky Country, he's running back and linebacker. And I said, which one do you like? He's like, oh, man, linebacker, because you're the hunter, not the hunted anymore. You get that kind of feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Trying to chase down the quarterback coming off the D-line, yeah.
But there's no bigger crowd pop. Well, I take that back. Interceptions are pretty big. Sacks right up there. Fumble recoveries are good, but man, that long bomb touchdown, and you've probably experienced that a few times yourself. I mean, what's that like?
It's just energizing, just going up, getting the ball over the DB, and then scoring the end zone, turning around, you see all your teammates just running down to celebrate in the end zone with you. It's just electric.
So you got your teammates on the sideline, you got the students in the student section, and then you've, of course, got your family in the stands. What's the most important part as far as that support come game time?
Your definitely the family.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're staring
family,
you down.
Yeah. My grandma as well, too.
Shout out to the grandma. I love it.
Definitely. My mom as well, my dad, my stepmom, everyone. They're just a big part, and it helps me stay motivated on the field.
And once again, guys, we are sitting down with Steele Harris of Great Falls High Bison for the Coaches Show. It is Bison Night here at Stadium Sports Bar and Casino. Just mentioned that you're here to support the boys in blue, and they will give 10% of the order to the Bison football program. So you guys go on the road. It's Glacier, Kalispell, Flathead, that's never an easy road. There's no through the mountain by Mountain Pass. It's 4 hours and 5 minutes or 4 hours and 10, one way or the other. And then you guys had to come back in that after sitting and waiting for 3 hours, not knowing if you guys weren't going to play anymore. I'm assuming you guys are just in there still trying to stay fresh. How do you even do that for 3 hours?
Music for sure. We try to connect to the speaker. Get the bass going as loud as possible. And that's also definitely a way that we stay in the right mental space. Stay just electric in the head, I guess. I guess that's the way to say it. But music for sure, and then just staying warm, stretching a little bit.
You guys have like a dance routine that you do in there to kind of work everything out?
Yeah, we definitely dance a little bit in the locker room.
Okay. Well, pre-game rituals, what's yours like?
I'd say I like to be in the quiet with my headphones on, just stretching a little bit, getting my mind and body just in tune with each other so I can go out and perform to my best ability.
Okay. So on the road, you guys wait for 3 hours. You're kind of rocking out to the tunes and you're, staying loose, stretching, whatever. And then you find out that the game's not going to finish. But you guys were up 21-7. So it didn't leave a whole lot of questions, but, a whole other half, who knows what could have happened. So what, clearly you want to play as much as you can. But at that point, was it just like, okay, like, can we finally hit the road and head home now? Or were you guys still kind of like, let's get out there?
Probably a little bit of both. Just sitting around, you kind of get the feeling that you want to go home.
Kind of lost the passion for it.
Yeah, but also it's our first game. We want to go out there, prove to the rest of AA what we can do, so we can finish the game. But we were proud with the results that came after the first half.
Well, we talk a lot with CMR and Great Falls High. Next week, in fact, if you guys are available, we're going back to the other side of the river. We're talking volleyball. Coach Danielle Woods of CMR is going to be here. They're off to a great start this season. She's going to bring a couple of players with her. So if you guys are into volleyball, that'll be the coach's show for you. But we can't do one of these without talking a little bit across town. And that's the last game on the schedule. But I'll ask you this one because it's more relevant. When you saw the final score for them versus Capital, what did you think? And what do you think of the 2025 wrestlers right now?
I saw the final score. I would say I was a little bit surprised, Capital, they won state last year, but CMR, they're a good team, a lot of good players, a lot of returning starters, good coaches, and I feel like you shouldn't underestimate them this year.
Yeah, man. I mean, I talked with Caleb Taylor, and he said this year's different. And you can say that every year, and every year is different. But there was a certain confidence in his voice, and he went out there, and the boys punched him in the mouth and got the upset week one. And now you guys get to come home, and Coach Tchida says this feels like a top 5 team. So how do you feel about the Missoula Big Sky Eagles?
They're definitely a good team. We've been watching a lot of film on them. Their secondary is pretty good. They got a really good guy on the D line, but I have no doubt in our offensive line's ability to stop their D line, and then I feel like we're going to be able to come out and play to our best ability.
So when you watch film, what are you looking for?
Definitely their coverages, seeing what their safety's doing, how their corners are backpedaling, stuff like that. If they're watching the quarterback, if it's man or zone, things like that.
How many ankles have you broken?
A couple throughout high school.
She's just laughing over there like, oh, God. Well, you guys get to come home, and we're hyping up the home game for you guys. It's going to be the whiteout. What's the best thing about playing at home other than the student section and then on the field that you guys have been playing on and practicing on and doing camp on?
Definitely our pregame ritual. We, as a team, we stretch in the old gym, and then we walk out to the Bison that we have on the first floor of our main campus. And then we all put our hands on it, and Tchida, he kind of gives us a speech to motivate us, get us a little hype for the game. And then we break it out, run down to the locker room, get all our stuff on, and then it's game time.
Well, there's a great lineage of Harrises as far as athletes. One sitting in our audience right now, Scarlett, your sister. Tell me, how fun is it to have a sibling, especially at the same grade level as you? And you guys, do you keep each other honest competition-wise, or is it, hey, boys, girls, we're just different?
I mean, we're definitely different in our own ways, but I feel like we definitely push each other to be the best. It's definitely kind of a competition in the weight room because we have weight training together, and then we try to, not criticize each other, but make sure that we're doing the right thing. And then also on the track, we try to race a little bit when we're doing our workouts. So
who's got more wins in thumb wars?
That was actually something we did as kids. Yeah, it was me.
She said it was her.
She might tell you it was her, but it was me.
Let's try to think of any other sibling rivalry type stuff. You guys get down on Mario Kart at all?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, and who's got the better record on that one?
Oh,
now she's speechless. She doesn't have a response for this one.
It was me. Scarlett, she's not the best Wii player.
Who's your go-to character?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong? Okay. What did she pick?
She was Princess Peach.
You can't go Peach if you want to beat Donkey Kong. I'm just saying it.
Yeah.
All right. I did have a question about, you guys are playing the playlist and music's a big part of your warm-up. So what's your number one no-skip song? Like no matter how many times you heard it, it comes up in the playlist. You cannot skip that song.
That's a hard one. There's a lot of songs you listen to in the locker room, but probably "Do" by I don't know what his name is, but it's that 6-7 song. Me and my dog Tristan, he's number 6, or he's number 7. I'm number 6, and we go a little bit crazy in the locker room when that comes on.
Well, and I was trying to avoid all questions about Reed because obviously he gets a lot of attention up at the collegiate level now. But my one question to you, as his little brother, is what's it like watching him? Saturdays.
It's really fun watching him. He goes out there and obviously he performs. He got Moss 2 weeks in a row. He's doing his thing, and it's just really cool to see him doing what he wants to do in his life, and it's also motivating to see that I could also do that as well.
So a question for you that I asked Caleb last week, because he's, in a similar boat. He had a brother go through, the program and played with him for 1 year. And so I asked him, when I first interviewed him, when I first got here, what his goals were. And he said he wanted to break his brother's record, as a quarterback. And then I asked him last week, I said, as far as schools, because you haven't committed yet, do you have any aspirations to go and play with him again, with the Cats, or do you want to kind of carve your own path? So for you, first one is, are there any records that you'd like to see your name replace his on? And do you want to play with him again, maybe at Boston, or carve out your own path?
I don't know. I don't really try to compare myself to him a lot. Definitely try to break a couple of the records, but I wouldn't really say he's my biggest motivator to break records. And then also playing with him would be fun, but I also would like to kind of just do my own thing, probably go to a different college, but there's also the thought of going to Boston and playing with Reed.
All right, mad respect for Steele Harris, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. Give it up for him one more time, Steele Harris. And we are going to go to one more commercial break, and we'll come back with Mason Cannon right here on the Stadium Lights Coaches Show. Don't go anywhere. The Stadium Lights Coaches Show is made possible by our proud sponsors, The Burger Bunker, located at 24 5th Street South here in Great Falls and open Monday through Saturday. It's my personal favorite burger in town. I like the island. Stop in and tell them the F.A.N Show sent you. Burger Bunker, no frills, just deliciousness for your inner burger lover. Mars of Great Falls, your one-stop shop for a variety of automobile restoration services. Call today at 406-315-2142 or stop in and see Archie yourself at 1224 19th Avenue South. Schulte's 38th Street Store and Coffee House, family owned and the best chicken in town if you ask me. But don't take my word for it, stop in and see for yourself at 3800 3rd Avenue South. A Cutting Crew and Nails too, located at 315 17th Avenue Northeast. Walk-ins are welcome or call and book an appointment today, 406-771-4900. Russell Country Federal Credit Union, where they believe in helping you and your children achieve financial success while building a better community. They want to be your financial home, so stop in their Great Falls or Fairfield office and get started on your new account today. And finally, CM Russell Superfan and Hall of Famer Linda Morin, Rustler Pride. All right, and we are back for the final guest of the Stadium Lights Coaches Show, episode number 2. We're here at Stadium Sports Bar and Grill. It's Bison Community Night. 10% of your order goes to support the Bison football program. And now I'm joined by running back and safety, Mason Cannon. Welcome.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Go ahead and bring this up just a smidge. Yeah, there you go. We want to hear you.
Yeah, there we go.
Now we can hear him. All right. So we've had great conversation with head coach Coda Tchida, Steele Harris, and now we're going to bring things home with you. So, we'll just kind of pick up where we left off. You guys go, you play a half of football. I mean, for you, what emotions do you feel as far as you guys wait 3 hours to get back out there on the field and then find out you're going home?
I mean, definitely, yeah, we wanted to go out there and play, show the rest of AA that we shouldn't be underdogs, Definitely, though, it was a long wait. Thunder just kept coming in, but no, we definitely wanted to go out and play again. So
now you mentioned the underdog thing. So I know clearly when it comes to high school football and sports, especially, like no two teams are the same because of how many they graduate. Right now, you can graduate like 4 seniors, and then the next you have like 20. And that's kind of where Great Falls High is right now. There were so many seniors, and of those, I think there were like 8 that went on to play football on scholarship, which is Tchida said, if you get 4, you're doing pretty good, and this was 8. So do you guys feel like you're underdogs, or is that chatter that you guys are underdogs this year?
I think it's definitely a lot of chatter. We do got to go, prove ourselves every practice, every game, but yeah, it's definitely, I think, a lot of chatter across the AA that we're lost so many seniors and we don't have the people to come back and win games, but we definitely do, and we're a good crew. We're scrappy, and we're a good team.
So I'd ask if you're one that tunes out the noise, but obviously, I mean, I think some of it slips through, right? We all have social media. We all see what's being said and how people are ranking us and whatnot. But for you, I mean, how does that fuel you?
Fuels me, just wanting to be the best, as a player and as a team, just wanting to be the best you can be. And just proving people wrong, I think, is the biggest thing.
You enjoy that part?
Yeah.
The proving people wrong part?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Well, you guys get to come home, Whiteout, Memorial Stadium. People have said that Memorial is like the best sports venue as far as high school football in the state. How do you feel about, especially that being your home?
100%. Yeah, it's the best stadium, best crowd in the state across AA, BC, everything. It's the best.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. The only place that I would say is comparable, and that's just because of the backdrop. I went to Glacier for a game, but every sports venue in Glacier, like even the Range Riders, it's got just this beautiful mountain range backdrop. But you guys, Memorial, I think is legit just because the sound really echoes in there. The student section, they get riled up and fired up. So, yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite places to be, not just because this is where I got my start and this is where I spend all my Friday nights, but still I think Memorial is one of the best spots in the state. And, just a second ago, you talked about, earning the respect, earning spots, and making sure that people know who you guys are as far as Bison football. And we have another poster to give away, and it reminds me of my next trivia question. And somebody actually said this person for an answer to the previous one. Who got the player of the game for Crosstown last year in football? There we go. Okay, so we got some posters that the players have signed that you guys have answered, so you can pick whoever you want to give them to out there in the audience. But we always have posters here for every coach's show that we print off that the players sign, give away. It was funny. Last week, all the Rustlers signed on their logo, and this week, all the Bison have signed on their logo. What do you think of Crosstown? Like, how do you – it's the last game of the – regular season, but obviously, it's one of the best ones every time.
Yeah, no, it definitely is a great game. Great week leading up to it, but it's just super electric the whole game, the whole week leading up to it. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really beats Crosstown.
Do you have a favorite Crosstown, like one either that you played in or been there to witness as far as it's from the student section?
I mean, my freshman year, it was a nail biter. Brevin Brocky, I think it was a punt return touchdown, 7-0. That was a pretty good game. That was a nail biter.
I have a story about that game. So when I worked for KFBB, I would get chewed out if I shot too much on my phone, right? And there was a Bison kids camp that I went to, and the wind gusts were probably 40 mile an hour. You guys were chasing down tackling dummies, and I'm like, I'm not going to try to have a big hand cam and record little kids running around while this is going on. So I shot probably 80% on my phone. and I got a call, and they were not happy about that. They're like, we have all this equipment for you to use, and you're shooting it on your phone. So that was my last game, the one that you just talked about, the 7-0, as a reporter for KFBB. And I shot the entire game on the station-issued equipment, except for that touchdown, because I was typing out what the highlights were so far, and all of a sudden I started to hear the crowd. And so I ran out, flipped out my phone, and caught the last part of it. And he's running away from me, and it's on my phone. So that's a special game in my heart too. So yeah, that's a good one. Solid choice. What's your pregame ritual like?
I would say definitely. I don't like to listen to a lot of really like loud music. I kind of just like to be calm and really visualize what could go on, and just be the best I could be.
So you're going. Is there like a play script that you're going through that Tchida has, or just in your own kind of how you hope it goes?
Yeah, I kind of just think about offensively first. Just go through all my run plays and how I can execute them the best way, and then I go to defense, and then just think about our coverages and where I got to be to be in the right spot to make a play.
No, nobody has the Willie Beeman pregame ritual where they throw up every time before they go out and play. Tchida's trying to think. He's just like, no. Maybe that's a freshman thing only, or when you get to college. But I keep waiting for somebody to be like, oh, I go and throw up real quick, and then I'm ready to go. But I did not know that, but they just said, yeah, I think he does it every once in a while. It's okay. We all have our rituals. Trust me. I used to listen to really loud, angry music because I wanted to get all good and pissed off, and then go and play our show and play our set, and just be angry. That was fun. But yeah, everybody's got their playlist. What's your no skip song? Ping Pony Club?
No. That's a hard one. Ooh. Probably I might get a little hate for this. River by Leon Bridges is just super calm song. I like to listen to.
Hey, there's UFC fighters that listen to arranged music, opera music, because it's like to lower their heart rate and get them more into don't get angry and go out there and want to break their face. Like, you need to control the tempo of the match, pick up on their tendencies, and you have a strategy. You need to go in there and execute it. So I feel kind of like that's your vibe too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So running back and safety, which one do you prefer?
If you were to ask me last year, I'd probably say running back, but now it's kind of 50-50 now, I think. But no, definitely running back. I've always played it, and I used to play linebacker in middle school, and then freshman year I didn't play defense, just played running back. But running back definitely is always my favorite throughout football. So.
And I feel like that's kind of a give and take, because with running back, if you can break off a big 50-plus yard run, that's something, like, hey, catch me now. But on the safety side, I mean, have you had the interception or big pass breakup that got the crowd pop, or just the hush because you're at you're the away team?
I mean, we had one against Flathead. Dude was running he ran a little flat route, and I undercut it and jumped up, went right through my hands. Saw too much grass and I dropped it. So, but no, not yet. Not this season. I haven't had one, but hopefully it'll come.
What is your favorite thing about Coach Coda Tchida?
I
should have got a steal with this last part.
I'd say his willingness just to always be there. Great coach. Just a great person overall, I'd say. He's never there to talk down on somebody. He's always trying to lift somebody up and just be the best coach, father figure every day. So I think that's probably the best thing.
Okay, film study. What are you looking for, especially against the Big Sky Eagles?
Defensively, the formations they come out in, and signs that they're going to run the ball, or motions where I have to align to, and then offensively, going through with the offensive line, and then tight ends, looking, do I got to make a cut off this if they're in a forefront, or if they have got a walk down linebacker. It's just a lot of things. I think defensively though is a bigger thing. Looking for the film though.
What's the feeling like when you're lining up defensively and you see the formation, you've been studying film, and you're like, I know what they're doing? like just right away.
Yeah.
Like I know what's happening. I know where to go. I know what's coming.
Yeah, no, it's definitely yeah, it's a big thing. It kind of just gets you. You know, you're like, I know exactly what they're gonna do, and I'm gonna go make a play.
All right, Mario Kart, your go-to character.
I think I'm gonna steal with this one. I usually go Donkey Kong.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it about Donkey Kong? Just he's the big guy?
I mean, yeah, he's just he looks cool.
Now, I remember one of the first conversations not about football that I had with Cheetah was talking about Mario Kart. Do you guys even have the guts to play him at all? Has anybody played Cheetah? No, he's shaking his head no. Nobody wants to smoke. Everybody should go and just play him right now on the ones that you sit down and simulate here while we're at Stadium Sports Bar having a good time for the coaches show. So Mason, one thing that I wanted to hear from you is, because every player is different. You guys are home. You got the home crowd, student section, parents, family, all that good stuff. What is your favorite part though about the first home game of the season?
I would say just having a whole town behind you, wanting you to go out there and succeed and do the best you can. I'd say it's pretty powerful. It's moving. You just want to go and do your best, and it kind of pushes you a different way than being an away game, I'd say.
Yeah, it's wide out. You guys have some really good themes, but then there's other themes where I'm just like, can we try something else? But then when somebody asked me, all I could think of were like college party themes, and that doesn't really work with the high school environment. But I think one that would be really fun is dress for your future. So like the job you want. I'd just be curious to see if there's anybody that goes out in like pro wrestler outfit or like, a professional football player. And then you've got, like your CEOs and stuff. I think that would be kind of a fun one, but it's probably more for like an indoor event, like a basketball. But there you go, Bison. I just gave you a winner for a theme night, but white out. And then you guys have the Columbia blue. And then, what is it? Rounding up the Rustlers for Crosstown. Do you put much stock into theme nights?
No, not really. We have a good student council, and I think the PR team too. They do a lot of stuff around that, and just making sure the student section has a good theme.
We finally saw the mascot at the scrimmage, Buff the Bison. He is awesome. I gotta say, I love Buff the Bison. My wife got a photo with him, and being a bison is that like kind of a winner as far as school mascots you could have got? Like you kind of win because I mean, who messes with a bison?
Nobody.
Yeah,
it's a great mascot.
Don't pet the fuzzy cows. Well, what's your goal for the season? Like what? Because everybody's going to say, we just want to have a winning season. We want to make the postseason, all that. But I mean, for you, because you got to start thinking about your future, and your place in it as far as how far you take this. I don't know how much thought you've given that, but everybody has goals for the season as far as what's going to get them closer to that. What's yours?
I definitely say, be the best leader I can be and try to help my team be as successful as possible. And that kind of just goes by me putting myself in the right position. If Coach Tchida asks me to do something, I'll do it. If he asks me to line up at receiver and ghost and run a hitch, I'll do it. If it's all those things that just add up, and everyone on our team's willing to do that stuff. So I'd say that's probably the biggest thing, is just being a leader and being willing to sacrifice and do stuff.
So how far do you want to go? Like how much longer do you want to play football? College, and maybe after that? Like what are you feeling?
Definitely college. If I get the opportunity to, I'll definitely take it and won't look back. I'll go play college ball wherever.
Do you have a college in mind? Is there one that you have your heart set on?
No.
Top 3? No?
No, not really. I haven't thought about that much about what college I'd want to go to, but definitely go play college football.
Well, I certainly hope you guys have a lot of fun this Friday for the whiteout. If you see me, come find me, come do something fun. There was one of the wrestlers that came up to me after the game, got in my face while I had the camera out. I love that stuff. And I know Cheetah probably tells you, hey, don't just do whatever you want. Just don't draw a flag. And that's fine. I totally get that. But, you guys, for some of you, this is it. High school football is it. And then for the rest of you, college, and then a small percentage of you, maybe you have NFL dreams, but have fun with it. I just want to see you guys go out there and have the most fun that you can. And we're going to end on a fun note as we get ready to wrap up here. So we've got some Bison in the crowd, and they've signed some posters that we've got for people to give away. But pick one, and who's got the funniest laugh out there?
I think it's probably Who they pointing at right
They're
now?
all pointing a finger at one person. I can't tell who it is.
I think they're saying Tristan, but I think Rivers. Rivers got a pretty, he's got a different, voice in his laugh. It's pretty funny. Gets me.
Anybody with a terrible locker habit?
Yeah, right there in that hat right there. I think he's got a mound of clothes. He opens his locker for weight training, and it's avalanche of clothes coming out. I don't know how he does it.
Was it Mason or Riley that stole all the granola bars? Riley stole it. Who steals the food in the locker this year?
I mean, Noah steals some of my honey. I have honey in my locker. Just as like a little energy. He steals some of that.
That's weird.
Everybody steals a little food here and there.
All right, and talking about the guest that was up here before you, Steele Harris, if you had to pick between him and his sister Scarlett to win in Mario Kart, who do you think's got it?
I gotta go with Steele.
I'm sorry, Scarlett. I tried.
He's pretty good.
He's that good, huh? Okay, all right. In a foot race, same outcome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
No shade to Scarlett.
No, she was our athlete of the month for the final month last year of May. We are bringing that back. Russell Country Federal Credit Union could not have been happier with the star athlete of the month. So we look forward to those nominees, and we do it blind. I mean, yeah, I get the nominees, but when they ask me for it, I leave off the name and I leave off the sport, and I say, here's what they did. Well, leave off the name and I leave off the year, like sophomore, junior, senior, because you can kind of put two and two together as far as what the sport is. But we like to do it very unbiased, very blind. And so I think it's had no shortage of great recipients so far. So we're looking forward to see what Bison step up. And you guys get to step up into the spotlight. Memorial Stadium, Friday night, wide out, Big Sky Eagles playing in front of the home crowd. So are you amped up yet? Are you excited yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excited.
I'm trying to get you there. Like we're just
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited. A little bit nervous, but yeah, I'm super excited for this game.
Nervous is good. It means you give a damn, right, Coach? Yes. All right. Well, this has been another great edition of the Stadium Lights Coaches Show. I want to thank everybody in attendance. You guys have been a fantastic crowd tonight. Don't forget, tip your wait staff. I know she's a former wrestler, but we love Jenna to death. She's great. She's like, they probably didn't even know until you said something. Sorry. But yeah, we want to thank Stadium for hosting this, for all of our sponsors for helping us put this together. So for Coach Coda Tchida, Steele Harris, Mason Cannon, I am, as always, the T-Man, Richard Teeman, and we will see you guys next week. CMR Volleyball. Thank you guys again so much, and have a great rest of your evening.